today to continue our series of speaking with change makers or influencers. Or I have Terri Urban, who is the introverted healer. Terri, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Robert.
Um, Terri is a massage therapist and shamanic healer. Excuse me for butchering that. And she's my personal therapist. I've been on her table 2 times, but not enough. And Terri, tell us a little bit about what you do normally during in your practice.
I often do a mix of body work and energy and shamanic healing with people. One of my big goals with people is to be able to bridge the invisible world with our physical world and do it in a way that's practical and that's understandable and makes sense and things that you can take home and you can do for yourself.
Um, so a lot of it's body work, and you've been not only a massage therapist, but you've taught, and you've got a 2 decade experience with
I do
body
it.
work.
Yeah, it's been, I think it's like 24 years now. I've been
Ooh,
doing some form of healing work.
nice. I didn't know they licensed 12-year-olds.
Thanks, Robert.
Um, and your office is right off Six Forks, I believe.
It is. I'm in North Raleigh. And then I
Um,
also do some work out of my house in Durham.
Um, so I think everyone knows what the body work is, and you certainly have an incredible touch. You've taken away some of my pain that I've had, and that's fantastic. But can you tell us a little bit more about the shamanic work that you do?
Sure. The shamanic work is a lot about working with the energetic, working on the soul level, working in what we call the invisible world. And there are a lot of ways that we affect each other energetically. And for some people, it can sound very woo woo, but we do it all the time. And it's very much an everyday part of our lives. When we walk into a room and we meet someone and we're like, we feel really attracted to them,
Mhm.
that's just an energetic exchange. If we walk by someone and we're like, ugh, I don't want to be near that person. Yeah, that's all that is energy. And what can happen is we can take on the energy of other people, and other people can take on our energy. And that's a big piece of what I'm doing right now with people because there's so much anxiety and so much fear going on with everyone or with most people, teaching them how to work with their own energetic bubble and how they can discern how much of what they're feeling is theirs and how much of what they're feeling is somebody else's. And if it's someone else's, how they can take that away from themselves. And it's really important, especially, things like just going into the grocery store now. A lot of people are really stressed with just everyday things that up until now we've taken for granted that we haven't even thought about.
Right. You certainly helped me with dealing with guilt that was placed on me by other people, and you helped me realize that and get a little breathing room, which is
Hmm.
fantastic. And I certainly know the feeling now walking into the grocery store. I got a mask on. I'm scared to touch anything, uh,
Hmm.
and it's just a whole nother layer of anxiety. But yet, at the same time, Terry, I find myself craving connection with other people. Um,
Right.
so you're very good at that. So normally I'd come in and visit you, but that's not allowed right now. Um, are there things you can do from home to keep me in good shape?
Absolutely. I can do shamanic work over the phone very easily. I always say we're the original Wi-Fi. I can tap into someone else's energy from anywhere in the world, and it's like we all have our own phone number with our energy field. And I just look for where you are, and I can find you and I can work with you in that way, and I can get very clear information over the phone. And actually sometimes it's even a little easier having the distance. it's
Oh,
um, it's like standing across the room from someone and you can see all of what's going on around them, versus standing real close, you may not be able to see as much. So sometimes it actually is a little easier to have space between us to do it, and I can do it in person in the room together. um, but it is interesting that you can do it from anywhere.
um, I believe that, and I've seen it. after spending time together, Terry, I feel like I have what I call holiday head. You know, when you're in your own town and you're running your life and you're running errands and picking up things, you don't really notice the architecture or the beauty around you. But
Hmm.
you go on a holiday somewhere and you're in a strange town, you're up and you're looking around and you're noticing things and you're not worried about an agenda. You're just being. And
Right.
what you've helped me with a great bit is push all those things away where they belong and keep that center focused and
Hmm.
surround yourself with that energy and capacity right up next to you. It's strengthening and encouraging and rebuilding. So that's been a very pleasant experience working with you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Um,
One of one of the things that happens a lot when we're stressed is we talk about pulling in. You know, we pull ourselves in, and we often, yeah, exactly. We pull in real tight, and we think that is really protective, and it sounds counterintuitive, but actually, to take our energy and spread it out and make it bigger is actually more protective because if you have it real close, it's like standing behind the door and someone opens the door and smacks you in the face with
oh,
it. Versus if you stand across the room, you can see who's coming in the door. You have a chance to go, is this someone that I feel safe with? Um, are they coming in angry? Are they coming in relaxed? And that's a big piece of what I'm working with people now over the phone is teaching them how to take their field and actually puff it out and literally give themselves more space. Especially, you know, a lot of people are 24/7 now with family,
yes.
and they're not used to that. They're not getting a break. And as much as you know, we love our family. It's challenging for a lot of people, and they start getting on each other's nerves. So trying to teach people how to actually literally give themselves some space.
Um, I like that analogy of rooms, kind of like sitting in the back of the room. If they come in gunning for you, you got time.
Exactly.
If they come in happy, then you got time to adjust to that too. Um, so I really appreciate that. If someone needs to get in touch with you now urgently, like I may, what's the best way to do that?
Email through my website. I have a contact form that they can fill out what is going on with them. I have some questions that I ask. It helps me know when they're available. So there is a healing request form for an appointment on my website. If it's someone that I've already worked with, they are welcome to email or give me a text and we can set something up.
Okay, and that's the introvertedhealer.com.
Correct.
Just to be clear, you work with extroverts too, right?
I do work with extroverts too.
All right. Well, Terry, thank you for spending some time with us. We may check in with you again soon. And Raleigh, remember the introverted healer and everything else that you need is right here in your backyard. Thank you, Terry. Let's
Thank you, Robert.
bye bye.